A big part of this project is removing a bunch of sediment that has accumulated in the lagoons over the past 50 to 75 years, but also doing some expansion of the lagoons to provide for an increased level of stormwater management and try to provide some flooding protection for some of these downstream properties that have historically suffered pretty significant damage due to flooding within this watershed. We really started working together to develop a comprehensive project that can accomplish the goals that both the Parks Department was trying to accomplish with the master plan and what the stormwater utility was trying to accomplish with reducing flooding and improving water quality that discharges out to the Fox River.
We really combined a number of those plans to make sure that what's being done here is good for the park users for recreation and park use, but also good for the flooding aspects. And that's really the major reason, is to help with the floods that take place in this area.
The South Park Master Plan had identified a lot of improvements that the Parks Department was trying to do with South Park. So we've been working together on this one for a good year or two, maybe even 3 already, just trying to pull the whole project together to get to this point.
In the West Lagoon, we're looking to have a nice concrete overlook area that people will be able to get a little bit further out in the water to enjoy, but also for fishing. We're looking at the pond being a little bit deeper, and every year the DNR does stock trout in here in the spring. So with the deeper ponds, there may be more fishing opportunities here in the future. The historic bridge here in South Park will have a little bit of work done, supported a little bit better for the future as well as for the historic purposes.
What the fountains do is they circulate water during non-rain events, so it helps to keep algae down, it helps to keep dissolved oxygen levels up in the water, so it provides an aesthetics and a water quality benefit.
During the design process, we actually did a number of designs to try to alleviate some of the trees that were proposed to be removed. And what we were able to do was save a number of what we call desirable trees, a number of oak trees here that are in very good condition. A number of the trees that were removed were ash trees. Earlier this year, the emerald ash borer was actually located here in South Park, so those ash trees were going to be removed eventually. And a number of the other big trees that people have seen that have been removed are the willow trees. And if you saw the condition of a number of these here in the park, they were very hollowed out. It really served 2 functions. Even though we removed those trees, they really needed to be removed. We had a number of memorial trees, and we were able to fade those out and transplant them in other areas in the park. The contractor will be installing tree protection around a number of these trees that we're preserving and that are close to the construction site so that they are not damaged. We do plan to replace trees once the project is completed. While the work was being done, it became economically feasible for us to incorporate a number of the park improvements. We have a number of contractors on site that can redo paths and parking lots, and some of the other amenities that were included in our master plan for this park can be done now when the contractors are on site to help save the city some money as well. And then around Shelter 1 in South Park, which is our large shelter, that entire parking lot and asphalt area will be removed and reconstructed as part of this project. So it might become a little difficult to park, but there is ample street parking. South Park will remain open to the public, so you'll have the splash pad available, the restroom, the playground structures, so all that will be accessible along with the basketball court throughout the project.
The project as a whole is primarily contained within the park, but there will be some intermittent traffic impacts on Georgia Street and South Park Avenue.
We encourage you to continue to use South Park. We do appreciate and ask for your patience during this construction season, but I think when everything is said and done, it's going to be a major improvement for South Park.